How's it going, guys? It's K Cars, and in this video I'm going to be doing a 1-year review of the long tube headers that I have installed on this 2016 Dodge Challenger ScatPack shaker. So if you guys have been following my channel for a little bit over a year, you know that somewhere around February of last year I went up to OST Dyno and got Cook's 1 7/8 inch long tube headers and catless mid pipes installed on this car along with an unlocked PCM. The long tube headers are definitely my favorite mod that I've done so far. So just to give you guys an idea of what I have done to this car, first it was a mid muffler delete. I have a few videos about that on my channel. Then I got an oil catch can. I don't know if you would even consider that a mod, but I do have that. It's from Billet Technology. I have a few videos on that as well. Then I got the ZL1 add-ons diffuser and rock guards. Obviously videos about that too. The best mod, obviously, the Cook's 1 7/8 inch long tube headers and catless mid pipes, along with an unlocked PCM and a dyno tune from OST Dyno. So I went up to OST Dyno about February last year. They did the whole install and they tuned it. I'm not gonna lie, it was extremely expensive for all that. I mean, they did a great job with the install and the tune. It runs great, sounds amazing. But I guess you really are paying for the quality, because I've heard they're the best shop for like Mopar cars and stuff like that. If you want more details of like the prices and everything else about that, I did a video. It's called Long Tube Headers Review, something like that. I go over all the prices and everything, the dyno sheet. But anyways, it does make 470 horsepower after the tune. Just to show you guys where the headers actually are, I'm not sure if you can see it with this lighting, but it's right about there. You can see they kind of look gold on camera. You might be able to see them down there too. A lot of people have said that they've been scraping a lot more with long tube headers, obviously just because they're longer, they're closer to the ground. I actually have scraped a few times, probably like twice, just going over speed bumps. So you really have to be careful if you live in an area that has a lot of potholes or speed bumps that are really high. You just have to be careful how you drive over them. All right, so we are starting off in the Challenger. First thing I want to say is that it's really easy to control like the volume of the exhaust, but you would think that with the headers on and callous mid pipes, it would be completely loud, drone all the time, and it would just be obnoxiously loud and you wouldn't be able to control anything. But surprisingly, with the throttle, it's actually pretty easy to control the sound. Obviously, more throttle, more volume, less throttle, less volume. So see if I can get a little quick acceleration right here on this road. Not going to be anything crazy. Maybe go like half throttle. So that might have been a little bit less than half. And you can see it wasn't extremely loud. Once it gets over a certain point, that's when it's like ear piercing, and you literally just, that's when it's obnoxious. Like when it gets over a certain amount of RPMs, or like a certain amount of throttle or load, whatever you want to call it. But if you're just cruising around like I am right now, I mean, I love it. I love how it sounds. There's no drone. Only time there is a little bit of drone is on the highway with the windows closed at a certain RPM in 8th gear. But that's it. So this car will go, we'll get another acceleration, green light. I don't know why it's in there, but yeah. A little bit less acceleration there. Only because it's more of an open road, so I don't want to be too reckless. So here's what it sounds like with the windows completely up, all the way closed. I'm going about like a little bit over 40 right now. It's in 7th gear, and yes, you can hear it, obviously. Just switched down to 8th gear, 50 miles an hour right now. You can barely hear any of the exhaust. It's that quiet. So that's what I meant whenever I said it's really easy to control. Like if you're just cruising around, obviously you're controlling yourself, you're not mashing the throttle, so you can control the volume of the exhaust. This is usually the road I go like full throttle on if there's nobody around, but there's cars in front and there could be cars coming up behind me, and I don't want to risk it being a police car, so I'm not going to do it. Usually I do that at night, there's not that many people. By the way, I probably will be making a video talking about the one time that I did get pulled over. It wasn't actually pulled over, but you guys will see what I mean in the video whenever I release that video. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that one. It's actually a really interesting story. So now with the windows down, you mostly you can just hear the wind noise if you're not on the throttle too much. But right now I'm in 6th gear, going about 30, barely using the throttle at all. It just downshifted to 5th. And yeah, I mean, you really can't hear the exhaust at all when you're just coming to a stop like I am right now. Unless you're downshifting, of course, then you're gonna be able to hear the throttle loud and clear. So when you wanna hear it, it's easy to hear. When you don't wanna hear it, just drive normal. Like right now, barely using any throttle. You can kind of hear the exhaust. See if I get on it. You can kind of hear the echo off the building right there. But now you can't hear anything when I got off the throttle. Now at idle, it sounds amazing. Almost sounds like it's cammed. So there is a parking garage up ahead that I'm gonna pull into. See if I can do some light acceleration so you guys will hear the exhaust echo a lot better. And I'll show you guys what it sounds like at idle, because it's amazing. So like I was saying earlier, you really want to be careful about the potholes. I mean, you want to be careful with any car, but especially in a Dodge Challenger if you have long tube headers like this, because they are closer to the ground, obviously, because they're longer. So you just have to be careful about that. Look, this road that I'm on right here in downtown, this road's terrible for with potholes. If there weren't any cars, I'd be driving all over the road. People would think I'm drunk. See, like right here, I'm gonna have to go to the right to avoid that. Luckily, there wasn't a car over there, or else I'd have to hit it and probably scrape the headers. See, like right now, if it's going uphill, you can hear the exhaust better because there's more load on the engine. So it has to work harder, so you hear it more, it's louder. All right, so in between these buildings, you could probably see how the exhaust sounds a little bit better, like right here. Not sure if you could, because there's a bunch of fans going off, so not really sure. So right here is the parking garage I was talking about. Hopefully there's nobody in here. Yeah, there's barely anybody here. Sorry about the noise. There are a bunch of fans in here too, so it's not going to be that great, but still, it sounds awesome. Hope you guys enjoy those little sound clips there. Sorry about those loud fans. It'd be off, this would sound a lot better. Downshift right here. So with the headers, it definitely does pop a lot more, like pop and crack. Who doesn't love that, right? Definitely does cost a lot to have like a shop install them for you, like OST Dyno, but if you want it done great, like professionally, and you don't have like the skills or tools to do it yourself, then that's definitely the way to do it. But if you can do it yourself, you'll save a lot of money by doing that. So yes, I definitely do recommend long tube headers for any muscle car, especially Challengers, to get that nice Hemi sound out. When this car was stock, I thought it was loud, but then I got the mid muffler delete. I thought it was crazy loud after that. but it wasn't. Got a nice Mustang back there. Anyways, like I was saying, I thought it was loud after I got the mid-muffler delete. Then after I got the headers, I thought it was crazy, but I still hear cars that are a lot louder than this car, like that Mustang that just passed by. But that's because of the active exhaust valves that this car has. Most of you guys probably know what that means, but basically when you're not on the throttle, the valves are closed, so it's not as loud as it could be. And when you're like on the throttle hard, and the valves open up and it just sounds amazing. Yes, some people probably will think that it's obnoxious. There was this one time I flew past a Mustang, full throttle. Obviously the exhaust valves were open all the way, and whenever I stopped to talk to the guys, he said he about went deaf whenever I passed them. So obviously it doesn't sound that loud from the inside of the car, but when the exhaust is right next to your ear and you're passing a car, then it's definitely ear piercing to them. There's a wall right beside me right here. You'll be able to hear the exhaust echo off of that. Just in second gear going up this hill. Sounds awesome. The valves are closed. I'm going to show you guys what the exhaust sounds like whenever I'm cruising down this hill in first gear. I'm not going to press the brake, I'm not going to press the gas, and you guys will see. Well, hopefully it'll pop, but if it does, you guys will see how much. All right. Especially with this wall right here. No gas, no brakes or anything. Just letting it go. Yeah, so it really does sound amazing. Like I keep saying, you guys are probably sick of me saying that, but you really just have to hear it for yourself if you want to see what it actually sounds like. Obviously, video isn't going to do it justice at all. Nice acceleration there. So that's a really nice downshift. I think whenever I downshifted down to first there, I think the active exhaust valves actually opened up. That's why it was so much louder for that downshift. Second gear and first. I don't know if you guys keep hearing those pops, but whenever I'm just like cruising down a hill like that, if you like hit the gas just barely and then let off, it does that. It like pops a little bit. It's a lot of fun. Okay, I was so close to doing like a full throttle run right there, but literally right whenever I put it back into automatic and decided that I wasn't doing that, a car passed right past me. Not sure if you could hear it that well because of that Mustang right there. Not bad. But yeah, whenever you're like going pretty fast or like down a hill and you start downshifting a lot, it's really loud. See if I can get some nice pops coming down this hill. I usually do. So I'm gonna shift to first gear right now. Whenever I get towards the bottom of the hill, that's when the pops really get louder. Right now I'm just cruising down, it's not really popping at all. I'm not using any brake or anything, just in first gear. Going about 10 down this hill. See if it'll pop a little bit down here. There we go. Barely, but hopefully you guys heard it. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video about my 1-year review of the long tube headers on this 2016 Dodge Challenger ScatPack. I'm probably going to include some more exhaust videos right after this, so you guys can hear what it sounds like a little bit better. I know the exhaust clips from the little POV thing that I did weren't the best because of those fans in the parking garage, but hopefully these next few clips of the exhaust will make you realize how good this thing actually sounds. So if you guys liked this video or found it entertaining, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Leave me some video suggestions down in the comments, and leave any questions down in the comments too. And keep watching if you want to see some more exhaust clips of this car, and as always, thanks for watching.